Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM, you're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Local to Me, hosted by myself, Heather Alto, with the Central Virginia Business Coalition, and I have with me my programs director, Autumn Myers.
Hi.
She likes to join me every now and then when she's feeling like it.
Yes.
So it's good to have her here today. And I have two guests here with me. We're going to be talking with Brain Torode with Globe Life and Temika. And I'm going to make sure, hold on, I got Temika Younger with the Virginia Adult Care Education. And we're going to be learning more about their businesses today and some upcoming events and things that they've got going on in their lives. And everybody's busy. It's the end. It's like, I can't believe it's October already.
Yeah, I know.
My daughter came in the other day, my littlest. She was like, "Ma, I got my Santa list." I said, "No, you take that right back in the other room. I'm not prepared. I'm not ready to be sending Santa anything quite yet." But all the different like trunk or treats and stuff are popping up on my phone. And I'm not gonna lie, I love trunk or treats. I would much rather take my kid to a trunk or treat than just doing the whole neighborhood thing now. And because they get more candy that I can eat. Because I do eat her candy, I ain't gonna lie. So I'll be honest. I mean, it's about the parents too. Don't lie. I mean, I can't dress up anymore. So, I just take Riley out and I'm like, oh hey, let's hit up like 12 trunk or treats. And then I come home, I've got Milky Ways and Three Musketeers and
Reese's.
All the good stuff, man.
Snickers, yeah.
And kudos to people these days because y'all are getting the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was little, and I know y'all can relate to this. You used to get those little black and orange little taffy things. I don't even know. They were just for, I don't know. I think it was torture for children. You got those in your pack and you wanted to go back and egg that house. You were like, I know you did not give that to me. So it's between, I'm being honest. You see, you don't have to worry
I got
about
full-size candy bars.
Yeah, so I can't relate. Yeah, so you can't relate to the black and orange little toffee things.
And then the best thing was me and my brother.
Sticks.
What generation is she? Like X or something?
I don't know.
What is the generation
Young.
these days? Yeah, just young.
Yeah, yes.
They don't know.
But no, my brother used to like gamble our candy when we got home.
Yeah, they did.
My parents, they could not stand it.
It didn't matter to me. Your dad hated
we
it.
would like roll dice and like whoever got the highest number, like we put a piece of candy in the middle and I was like, oh, I get both of those back.
Teaching them early.
Yeah.
They're gambling their Snickers. So, yeah. But, so make sure you're hitting up them stores, getting that good candy this year. So, your houses are safe from people who. Right.
Egging houses.
And I do not condone the egging of houses that is not, the Talk Local to Me does not condone that. Let me just put that out there. But no, so we are really excited today to talk about a few things with the Central Virginia Business Coalition coming up. We have kind of breaking news for us. I think some people know about it, but we've kind of tried to keep it a little bit under wraps.
On the DL.
Yeah. See, goes back to the young generation, like
DL.
DL. I mean, I know what that means, but I mean, I'm just like, we're just keeping it a secret. That's all I was saying.
In one way.
And then we did hold, so this past weekend, there were so many things that got interrupted because of Hurricane Ian coming through. And, a lot of things got canceled. Get Downtown Festival in Lynchburg had to get canceled. And I know a lot of people were looking forward to that event. And, lots of other things. We were supposed to have a health and wellness fair. We were not able to have that along with the Harvest for Hope Festival we were partnering with. But we did still have our fall fling disc golf tournament because apparently those guys are hardcore. Like they come out, it don't matter the weather. And we still had a sold out tournament and we had people show up and just like, oh, we're just here to see if anyone's dropping out because we want to play. I was like, are you kidding me right now? It's like raining and windy and but we were sitting there under the pavilion freezing, but they went out there and played and had a really good time. And we were joined by the Isaiah House. They were there raising, awareness for, their calls and was it Overthrow Disc Golf was there. So if you're a disc golfer, highly encourage you to check out Overthrow Disc Golf. They sell some really cool stuff, discs and things that you can use. I am not a disc golfer. I tried to throw one into the little bucket and it didn't make it. She's over here shaking her head at me because it was pretty funny. But I can learn. I like sports.
Yeah.
I'm pretty athletic. Or I mean, not now. I used to be pretty athletic. I can pick it up though. I got you. So, so we're excited about that. We're looking forward to next year's event. And then for those that have been asking, Christmas parades are coming up, Bedford and Lynchburg. This CVABC does host both of those parades. So if you're interested in getting your float or car, or you want to march, or you have a band, twirl batons, I don't care. We just want you to come out and be festive. December the 3rd and 4th. We have December 3rd, we're here in Bedford. December 4th, we are in Lynchburg. And you can request applications for both. I will say, if you sign up for Lynchburg's parade, but you also want to be a part of Bedford's, you can do both for the price of one. So you do Lynchburg's, you get Bedford free of charge. Because heck, if you're going to doll up a float or get ready for the weekend, you might as well spend the whole weekend. That's what I do. I mean, if I got to be out there for a whole weekend for Christmas, everybody else does too. So everybody should be in both. Hang out with us all weekend, and then come to the tree lighting ceremony in the evening, which we hold in downtown Bedford Saturday evening. And we partner with DJ Showtime to put that event on. So it's just one big fun-filled weekend of Christmas. Right.
Awesome.
And then I can get a Santa list. Don't bring me that until after December 4th. That's when I want it. So we have that going on. But Autumn, let's talk about the breaking news.
Okay.
Do you wanna share? So I'm gonna tell you what, Autumn's probably more excited about this than anybody because she gets her own office. In Forest, she's in like a
Do
little
it,
cubby
Autumn.
hole. But
I am in like a closet.
with all the events that we put on in the town of
Closet
Bedford,
baby.
and we work with a lot of businesses in the town of Bedford. It only makes sense for the CVABC to have a permanent residency in the town of Bedford. So we have signed a lease for a building in the town of Bedford that we are super excited about. Honestly, I couldn't have picked a more perfect location or building for us to be in to support local businesses in our area. But we are going to be at, what's the address? Okay, 805.
805 Burks Hill Road.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Question mark. With a question mark. Where have I been at for the last couple of days? Yeah, 805 Burks Hill Road.
I can barely remember our Forest office address. What you talking about?
We are going to be located pretty much across the street from the Bedford Welcome Center in the old Floors and More building. And so we are going to have that space where our business members can put their brochures, their business cards, flyer racks. We'll have, magazines out. So it'll definitely be a place where people can come. We're hoping that people that are visiting the Welcome Center will then be kind of ushered across the street to us to get information about businesses that maybe they are looking at if they're moving to the area. Or the other great thing is we've been growing so much in the Roanoke, Fenton, Lake area as well. That kind of gives us a halfway point for them. So we'll still maintain our location in Forest, and then we will be having the second location here in Bedford, which Autumn will be our main point of contact at that location. She'll be working out of that most of the time. Andrea will be at the Forest location. That'll be her kind of home base, and then I will be floating back and forth every single day, weekly, depending on where, I need to be at in between both spaces. But it gives us two places to really reach out to businesses, be part of the community. And we're not dragging stuff back and forth for events either, because we now have storage for it down in the basement. But the other really cool piece to it, and this is something I know Autumn has really been wanting to do for a while, and now we have the opportunity with this location to do it, is we will be putting together a kind of a store. Why are we laughing? Is there something funny about it?
Like, you just pause and look at me like,
I don't, okay. I'm not even gonna look at you anymore. I'm glad we are live streaming today, because all they're gonna see now is me turning my back to Autumn. No, but we are going to be putting together a store on the side of that building specifically for artisan and crafters in our area. Awesome. We do a lot of festivals. And so, a lot of times, especially the last 2 years with COVID and everything, a lot of the vendors, the artisans who rely on that as their main source of income had issues with it, because a lot of festivals got shut down. They didn't have anywhere to do the, to sell their items. So this will give them a year-round space that they can put their items. We have a lot of storage in our basement, so we can keep things on hand. So if they run out, we can restock them, and they're not having to constantly be, there. They don't have to worry about setting a tent up, and it's just kind of a great way for business, our artisans to be a part of what we do. And right now we're looking about 10 to 12 is how many we can fit in there. It will not be set up vendor booth style. It will be set up as an actual store. So their items will be spread throughout, so people can come in and browse and just kind of look at what everyone has to offer. And it doesn't look just kind of like that yard sale booth feel. You know what I mean? It's going to be very done up really well. And we've already started purchasing some wall fixtures and some things to get that ready. So our hope is to have that up and running by November 1st, the first week of November, so we can do an open house and a ribbon cutting for our business and location, and then really, really pushing sales for Christmas and Small Business Saturday and all those great things so we can get these artisans out there. So if you're listening and you're interested, you need to contact, and we already have some people that already signed up. Like as soon as they heard about it, we kind of reached out to some of our Centerfest vendors that we knew would want to be a part of it. And if you're interested, you need to contact either Autumn, and that's autumn.myers@cvabc.org, or myself, Heather, @cvabc.org. And then you can get some information on that. But I'm really excited about this. And I'm excited about the new location. I'm excited about the store. I'm excited about everything. I just love everything. So anyway, that's all of our big news for this week. We'll probably have something new next week, like Woody does with the studio, something new every week.
Every time you come in. That's my goal.
I need to know what's new this week.
What's new this week?
Besides these big lights in my eyes.
I have a new, if you're listening and you have been listening, you're going to notice an even greater increase because I switched out another board. So we're all digital, all upgraded. All the boards here are brand new. Video capabilities are installed. We tested this morning. Probably next week we'll do Talk Local to Me video wise.
Yes,
but
we were not prepared to.
Something I'm really excited about. Okay, that should be within about 2 weeks. We have a Roku channel, a Fire TV channel, Apple. I'm working on an Apple TV channel as well. New smartphone mobile app that will have all the podcasts, the video feed, the live audio feed, show schedule, everything in there. And when you download the Roku app, all the apps will have the past library of video episodes too and audio episodes. So
Awesome.
Wow.
So with that being said, if you're a business that listens in to Talk Local to Me regularly, we are going to be now looking for some sponsors of the show. Because, listen to all that you're going to get. Crazy, ridiculous. So we're going to be looking at like an intro sponsor that, your commercial plays an intro into the show, an outro sponsor, and then just some sponsors of the website and things that people can, they'll find out all of your information. So that's definitely something we'll be putting out there pretty soon. And a big thanks to Woody because he's done a lot. And it's, we've been here for 2 years now. And he hasn't gotten rid of us yet, so we must do okay. But he's constantly, I have to say, he is constantly upgrading and well worth, everything we do here because he's always looking out for us. And now he also is my marketing manager. Can I put that out there?
Oh, absolutely.
Woody's doing all my marketing now. So all my stuff is going to be looking, it's probably going to change on me every week, but it's going to look fabulous no matter what it is.
I'm like the nerds out there. I'm like George Lucas. Like I can't leave.
Nice.
I can't leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've been talking about the digital guidebook that we were putting out, and I, was showing it to Woody. All of a sudden, now we're going to have an app for it. We're going to have all kinds of great stuff for that too. So we are moving and shaking.
Excited.
Can I just say that I love how she was like, Woody's my new marketing. Hold on, wait. Can I say that? Like you just put it out there. You might as well just kept going with
This
it.
is top secret information that I've
but I'm
already
all like,
said.
It was on the DL. See, look.
DL and the Woody.
There we go. There we go. And then I will also really quickly before we get to our guests that are probably like, I'd love to talk to you at some point today. I do want to very quickly say a big congratulations to the Winfield family. And y'all may listen to the Cool Talk podcast that Brandon Brown hosts with Brown Heating and Air. He's another one of our podcasts that Woody locally puts out. But the Central Virginia Business Coalition was one of the title sponsors of his Brown's Heating and Air giveaway. And I couldn't think of another, like a better person to sponsor. If you don't know Brandon Brown, like you need to, because he's got the biggest heart of anyone I have ever met. And this giveaway he does to give a brand new HVAC system to a family in need. And so congrats to the Winfield family. They were announced last night as the winners. We were there at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, another big partner of this. So we got to eat
They were awesome.
Fabulous Chick-fil-A at that.
They were great.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing it up yesterday. I had Chick-fil-A and upper crust. I didn't have to buy my meal at all yesterday. It was great.
So what you're saying is the sponsors for the show need to be all food sponsors.
Yes.
Yes.
We need to go back to our food
100%.
episode.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that out there, and I swear I'm going to talk to my guests. Food sponsors. Look, my show is from noon to 1. You know I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Like, you know it's lunchtime. If you would like to be a food sponsor and provide like 4 little, like something for myself and 2 guests, like 3 or 4, please do. And I'm sorry, I'm Woody. So 5 potentially, like something. It can be just cookies. It could be cheesecake. It could be whatever. Just something. We will talk about it on the air. I will eat it on. Now we're live streaming. People can watch me. I'll eat it on the air. It'll be great. I mean, it's got to be decent. Don't be sending me
Autumn, I think your mother's ready for Thanksgiving.
I do love some,
holidays.
Me too.
I do love Thanksgiving.
But
That's
like mother,
the
like
week.
daughter over here. I'm hungry.
Okay, so now let's actually talk to our guest today. That drove in here to listen to us ramble. So I'm gonna start off with let's chat with Brian. I'm gonna start with you. Globe Life.
Oh, okay.
You good over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
It was like, who do I go with? So
I was gonna say ladies first, but
well, you know what? Yes, let's do that.
What?
So now we go. See, I'm gonna let you be a
I'm gonna
gentleman.
Yeah.
And there we go. So now we're gonna switch it over to
I'm
Temika.
kind of excited about him being first, just saying. But
We all want to paper, rock, scissors it. Like,
I'll take it. I mean,
Okay.
I'm a
Whatever.
talker.
I know, that's why I was like, I was like, to me, you better let me like Brian first, so I can. No,
Yeah, let him go first. Yeah,
we got
that's
you.
fine.
No, so no, Brian. I have to say, Brian Torode. I have known Brian. How long? I mean, like
I told
itty bitty.
Temika when I first met her, walked in the door, I was like, wait a minute, we knew each other like growing up, elementary, like
Oh yeah,
we were
So,
little.
yeah. Brian was like one of my brother's best
So
friends.
how old are
Yeah.
you?
Don't even.
Yeah,
rude, not
excuse
acceptable.
you.
Autumn, don't do that. Very unacceptable.
There is no food to be brought for Autumn if you're a food sponsor. She's out.
I'm so
hungry
sad
today.
we didn't do video because the looks that are going on in here today,
I know.
like they would have been
I'm kind of
opportune.
upset too
Yeah.
that you didn't cut
So
the
much
camera
fun.
out.
I might boot it up, just secretly cut them on.
I mean, I got a fresh haircut yesterday. I was prepared. I was ready.
We're ready. No.
So, well, yeah. So I have known Brian for a very long time. Like I said, he grew up with my brother and was always over at our house and
Yes.
sporting. They were on the same sports teams and everything. So, when he came to me a couple years ago and he started working at Globe Life, I was really excited to sit down and talk with him about what he does and what he offers to business owners and to just people in general in the community. And that is supplemental insurance,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yes, it is.
So tell me a little bit about Globe Life.
So Globe Life has actually been around since like the early 1900s. They are the national sponsors for the Dallas Cowboys. I want to kind of throw up every time I say that, but I'm my
Same.
granny. Since we're wide open on this podcast,
Yeah, we are.
I'm just going to keep it real. My granny raised me on the Redskins, but also the Texas Rangers. I got the privilege to go there to that stadium a couple of times with all the events and things that we have with training and just going around. We do a lot of work with the community and stuff. So we've done events there. And it's just fabulous. Everything Globe Life does is probably similar to what you hear with other companies, but it's just a little step above and beyond. You should see the testimonials that people write in, the money back features, the 100% return of premium and all. I guess I'm just going in with that.
Yeah. Well, no, so that kind of leads me to my next question is what are some of the types of, different policies and things that you guys put out there?
A lot of people, just assume with Globe Life, they just think it's life insurance. We do that, but I don't specialize in that because something, happened to my family. 10 years ago, my sister came down with lymphoma cancer. And I was just, blown away by this when I first seen it, when it was brought about. We have cancer, heart attack and stroke, accidents and injuries, and ICU and health indemnity plans that, some people just for any reason at all for going into the hospital, they want that plan to get them covered with that. Different levels of coverage, from an elite down to the base. It's 4 different levels of coverage. You can pick what plan fits for you right now. The prices are based off your age. If you're married, it's the younger of the 2 spouse. You can get a little discount there if you married, younger or whatever.
You were a cougar.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. And actually, I found out. Yeah, cougar.
Got you a cougar over there.
Nice. I didn't want to say that. This is funny.
mean,
Yeah. Hey, we're keeping it real in here today. That's the name of this podcast, is keeping it real today. But I found out that she was like, wait a minute. Family heritage I've got something very similar to that, because I gave her a quick spill and she said, mine's called family heritage. I'm saying, I'm so sorry. That's my division. We're the only one that does the 100% return of premium. So she has our plan. She's had it for
Very
over
cool.
15 years. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's just really great. And I'm going to dig into some things for her. Found out some things that we might owe her some money.
Oh, well, I mean, that's always good.
Right.
So
Yeah.
This is what I do on this podcast. I bring people together, show you got money.
Yeah.
But I love just being able just to share this on Facebook and social media, and just giving it like the opportunity to give it to like my friends that may be, bosses at their own company, or they're just, trying to find their way in life, right?
Mhm.
They're not where they want to be, but there's things in there that they need.
Mhm.
I mean, I've had so many times where I've ended up, from accidents or injuries and stuff, would go in the ER for something else, and other things come about, and your great insurance companies are going to pay a nice 80-20 plan, paying 80% of the bill up front, leaving you with that 20%. And sometimes when it's over thousands of dollars, we don't exactly have that sitting in our 401k or retirement funds. So it's just really nice. Everything about it just blows people's minds when they see it.
Well, and let's talk about too the fact that, and especially in the last few years, there are a lot of small businesses that cannot afford health insurance
They've
for their
been hurting.
employees.
Yes.
I mean, I know for a fact a lot of my small businesses that are part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition that are less than 5 employees, they can't find,
And that's perfect.
healthcare policies for people, for their employees, because it's just so expensive nowadays.
Yes.
So I feel like if you're sitting out there and you're listening and you're thinking to yourself, like, I would love to be able to give just some kind of benefit.
Yes.
This would be something that would be for them, because they can offer this. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's really no cost to the employer, because the employees
Not
pick
at
their
all.
plans and it comes out of their
Exactly.
their own
Yes.
stuff.
That's what's so perfect about it. We don't have, I can run it through payroll, but I never suggest that, and that's going to just be a conflict when someone leaves from that job. The beauty of this, it carries with you. I have a great friend of ours from school. I won't mention her name on here, but she moved away, right?
I know who you're saying. Yeah. I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and she had an unfortunate event, very sad, and it doesn't matter where you go, what job you're at. People leave for whatever reasons. Like they may get a advance somewhere else, or they just quit the job. Well, and so it doesn't matter if you live right here in Virginia and you move away. This carries with you, and it doesn't cost you're exactly right. It doesn't cost the employer a dime to get them set up. And someone like that, a small business, you're right, it's very expensive to put insurance on your people. 4 or 5 people, I don't care if it's one person. At least I'm helping somebody cover their finances.
Yes. Mhm.
It's so sweet how it works.
I think that's really important for people sitting out there to understand that you do have an option. I think a lot of people feel like, there's nothing I can do. I can't pay the premiums for going through like the marketplace and things like that. And they just kind of, or else they're paying like these really high premiums.
Yeah.
But there are other options for you to kind of help alleviate some of that stress.
Yes.
And especially with, I would say if you have cancer that runs in your family,
Right.
you definitely, if you have accident prone kids like I had growing up, like my son, like I think he broke all kinds of things. Autumn, you only broke one, your finger?
My finger.
Me too. That's the only bone I've ever broke. Is this pinky.
Broke this finger in softball, and my wonderful coach, I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Wonderful coach told me to suck it up. Played the entire game. Went to the doctor the next
With a
day. My
broken
finger was
finger.
broke.
As
I
her
won't mention who
as
my
her
coach is.
Oh, I will. As her
wow.
coach, everybody can laugh. As her coach,
Oh.
I needed my outfielder.
Your coach is your
And-
mom.
Was me.
Yep. And
And
I
I will-
taped it up, stuck it in the glove, and kept going. She was like, "Oh, it's not broke. It's probably just jammed." She wanted to pull it and pop it back in place.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
That's what we all did. See, we grow up in that type of culture.
I
we,
was rub
we were
some dirt
tough.
on that junk and get
When's
out
it-
into
Yeah.
the field.
Oh, she
Spit
felt
on
so
it.
bad. She felt so bad the next day when
Spit
I
on
had
it,
a
throw some
broken
dirt on
finger.
it. Keep rolling.
I still maintain to this day as a softball player, you do not put your hand in the glove before the ball gets there. And so it's technically her fault. Okay. We go. So before we get to
The sad
rolling
thing
over here.
was, the sad thing was, she was the one that threw the ball to me.
Oh my.
And now, Brian, back
Yes.
to
Anyway.
back to what we was
Back to
talking about.
supplemental insurance.
Back to supplemental insurance. But those are the sorts of things, though, if your
Yeah.
child does have an accident
It's just you
and
never
you take
know.
them to the doctor,
Yeah.
it's gonna be covered. They're gonna help you just get some cash back on that.
Yeah, you never know, and we do have a longer grace period than I hear from most. I won't mention names of other insurance companies that do like maybe only 3 days. You know what I mean? So after 3 days, if let's say you got in a car wreck and you know that your back hurts, well then they just check your back and whatever happens with that, the whole nine, and then you find later on, well, my leg is affected, like this is hurting. We have a 2-week grace period, so it's 14 days.
Mhm.
It gives you enough time for your adrenaline to
Yeah.
calm down, and it's nice having that option there. Just a longer grace period, bigger payouts every day that you're in the hospital. If you have to stay overnight, surgeries, rehab, you gotta it's all types of things. It goes on and on. And I make it very simple and sweet. I carry this tablet around with me everywhere, and I just whip it out sometimes in a convenience store. And I've had people right there on the register say, "Hey, I want it." That makes perfect sense to me.
I can see you now just
I do.
Yeah.
somebody shopping
came
for
home.
groceries.
I
Like,
came
hey,
home from like Charlottesville
got
or
some
something, or
insurance?
up the road, and stopping at a gas station and just talk to the person at the register, and they're just like, "Wow, this is amazing." And they're like, "How long does it take to sign up?" 5 minutes. Give me your name, your address, where you want the policy to be sent to. Just
Mhm.
set you up with your own plan, and
Very
it pays
cool.
you directly to your checking account when you go through it. So
Mhm.
you're not jumping through hula hoops to get your money when you need it.
Right.
That's
It's
awesome.
beautiful the way it pays out, and your return of premiums and all. It's
Now
just
I
awesome.
know we had talked about y'all also offer a couple different things. One, and I'm not sure which plan it is. I don't know if it's cancer or accident, but like let's say you can use that to go get your monthly checkup. So people who
Yes.
get nervous about just having to go in and pay for a monthly annual. Sorry, I don't not monthly.
Yes.
Annual checkup. You can utilize that. But then also if you don't use the plan all year, you get cash back.
So on your accident and injury plan, if you go all year long and you don't make a claim, nothing ever happens to you, you just never touch it, they're going to give you, it's roughly about, I would say a good 4 months. So somebody that's paying like a $40 plan, I'm just using it as a round ballpark figure,
Mhm.
they'll get $160 back. And that's like a happy medium like level of coverage.
Mm-hmm.
The top one will give you like $320 back.
Okay.
You're right about the built-in. Women love the cancer plan because of the built-in things. Like you guys have to get a lot more stuff checked out than
Ain't
men
that a
do.
fact?
You know what I mean? And you might as well get paid for it. So we
Right.
pay you. You just go get your normal checkups. Tell the doctors or the front desk whatever you're getting done. Ask for the itemized bill, and you just turn it into us. And the underwriters look at everything. And I've had like my deacon at my church. She got all that stuff done, and she said later that afternoon she had a deposit waiting in her checking account.
Mhm.
It's that fast and immediate. Like they're very good. They're very professional.
Well, and I think it's important for women to not put it off either. And I think they get
Yes.
nervous about things.
And you spoke
Okay.
about COVID. I didn't mean to cut you off right there, but COVID, a lot of people skip, like, I just went to the dentist for the first time in 2 years.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Thank God I got good teeth. Like, I don't know where I got that from, but I haven't had a cavity or anything. And I go in there and get checked. They're like, man, you don't even need x-rays. Like we know you're good.
hmm
And, yeah, I just lost train of thought.
But there are
that
a lot of
fast.
people who didn't go to the
No,
doctor during COVID. There
People
we go.
didn't go to the doctor. Yeah.
I got you. I'm right here with
I
you.
was like, what was I talking about? Yeah.
I can bring it in. Yep.
But yeah, there's a lot of people who just skip going to get checkups and stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard a story on a radio show the other day. This woman, she was in, she had some little lump that she found in her breast, and they caught it early enough. 2 years went by, and they said it. Whoa, that train is close by.
Yeah. If you want to be a train Sir, give me a call. Every time the train comes
sounded
through.
like it was coming through the
Actually,
building.
we did used to have Brandon Brown because we'd say nothing can stop
Yeah.
a train every time it came through.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you just let me know. We got you. I can sponsor for everything.
Yeah.
Trains, lunch, the speaker over here.
The water sponsor.
Yeah, the water sponsor.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this sip of water I have brought to you by. Anyway, so now if someone's listening and they want to get signed up, they want to talk with you more about it. What's
Yes.
the best way for them to get a hold of you? Aside from like just being at the gas station counter.
Right. I am professional. I do have a phone number. I do have an email. So the best way, I'll just put it out there. I'll give you my direct phone number, 434-660-4770. And I'm on Facebook, Brian Torode Jr. Insurance. And you can reach me on my regular, regular page, just my name, basic. Just send me an inbox. Just tell me you're interested in just hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. Like, you may have something like this already, but there's no law saying that you can't have multiple supplemental plans.
Oh,
And this is one that's going to give you, you can have multiple plans and be getting paid if multiple companies did this. But, I haven't seen many that do.
Now, I would also think if you're a business out there
Mhm.
and you're interested in just letting your employees know they have the option, you
Yes.
could also call and have Brian come in and just talk, do like maybe a
I
day
love doing
where
that.
he comes and talks to all of your employees and gives them the opportunity to then sit down with them one-on-one. I kind of look at that as around this time, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but it's like open house, like open
Yeah,
enrollment for
open
a lot
enrollment.
of businesses.
It is. It's a
So
lot.
it would be a great time, I would
Mhm.
think, now to kind of set
This
that
is,
up.
and it's cold outside. I'll bring out some coffee and some donuts, and just have some good times.
So he
and
knows a way.
talk about
Coffee and donuts.
everything. It's just good to know what's out there. So many people are kind of just pre-COVID ages. They're still stuck in old ways and stuff. There's plans out here that have just. They're just changing the game. And I love doing that. I've done that for the post office, Walmarts, and you name it. I work with everybody and anybody. And anybody just that doesn't work in a major company or something. Like you said, I can meet at your house, coffee shop, whatever. I come to the people.
And if there's anything we haven't, that you want to chime in that we haven't talked about, I know y'all do life insurance too, which is a big thing if people don't have life insurance. I mean,
Yeah.
but the supplemental things as well, heart attack, stroke, you like the hospitalization
Yes,
plans, things like that. Yeah.
Cancer, heart, health indemnity plans, and
Do you
accidents
short-term
and injuries.
do you do disability?
ICU. No, I don't.
No, okay.
No.
I was just wondering. I wasn't sure if they had like short-term or long-term disability with that or not.
Yeah, because a lot of my clients that have gotten paid out from this
Mhm.
say that this pays out more than what their short-term and long-term disability would have.
Okay.
So that's why this is kind of like a no-brainer when people see the amount that we pay out versus what they would get from their job.
Mhm.
Because you got to remember, most jobs only going to give you 60% of your pay, your take-home pay. And I don't know anybody that can survive with 60% of their bill. I mean, their take-home pay, they need 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So where's that other percentage coming from?
Yeah.
If you're out sick due to an injury or major sickness and you got to be out of work, those, plenty of places I've been where people were in there, they were like, oh my God, I just had cancer. I just came back to work after a year.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that. I had a guy that had a heart attack and stroke, and he was healthy as an ox, 3 years older than me. And he literally got over $100,000 on our ICU, paid him out. It's just so
Yeah.
many ways you can get paid
Yeah.
with this thing.
Well, I think that's the thing, people, I talk about this a lot. Like you never know. You can
Never
think,
know.
you can be the healthiest, eat the best,
Yeah.
exercise, everything. And you just never know what's in store for you, down the road. So
Yeah.
it's always good to have protection and kind of looking forward to how is my family going to be protected if there is something happening to me. You think about your family as well as yourself,
Yeah.
so.
That peace of mind.
Yep. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming on with me today and talking. And again, if you're listening, get with Brian. If you're looking for something to supplement your insurance you may currently have, or maybe if you
Mhm.
don't have anything, just to get
Yeah.
something on the books.
Yes.
So thanks.
Thank you.
So now I'm going to switch over here to Miss Temika. How are you?
I am doing great. I've had a good time listening to
I
Brian.
was about to say,
so-
she's just been sitting here like listening in, and I'm really happy to have you on with me today. And I'm looking forward to learning more about what all you offer, because, I know when you came in and you joined, and, we had a great time talking then, but I wanted to, you just want to dive deeper so that you know more to be able to tell others about the businesses in our area. So just to kind of get started, what is Virginia Adult Care Education?
So, Virginia Adult Care Education actually started in 1997. And so it's been around about 25 years now, which is pretty cool. I actually started working for this business in 2013, but prior to that, I had owned another business that was very similar to it. And the original owner of the company, I've known for a very long time, for 20 plus years. And so she told me many years ago that I was going to be the reason she retired.
Okay.
I had no clue what she was talking about.
Yeah.
So in 2016, I bought the business and took over ownership of it, and she did retire. And so, what we do, we are we were one of the very first what we call train the trainer programs in Virginia for nurses who want to teach nurse aides or CNAs or medication aides. We were one of the very first, actually the very first approved in Virginia. Once I bought the company, we evolved that and that training into so much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a nurse for, we're not going to say how long. Anyway, 2 decades. That sounds better than 20 something years.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So I've been a nurse for a really long time, but education has been a part of my career for a long time. And it's become a passion because I have a little bit of the gift of gab. Maybe
Oh, you mean
something like
both.
that. So, but we do lots of different trainings, not just the train the trainer. So we do cater to nurses who want to teach, and I teach them how to teach. That's one of the main things. But we also cater to leaders, particularly leaders in the healthcare field who want to learn and understand how to better lead.
Mm-hmm.
And so earlier this year, we had a great opportunity to partner with a John Maxwell leadership trainer, certified leadership trainer. And he came in and we did some trainings together, me with my healthcare background and understanding the roles of the different people in healthcare, and him with his leadership training and certification and his background in leadership and education as well. And they loved it. Everyone loved it. And so our goal is to not only continue to do all of the healthcare related trainings that we've done in the past, but to also incorporate leadership training into this business as well. And so I think I was kind of inspired actually, because now I'm headed to the John Maxwell Leadership Conference in March of next year to become a trainer as well, a certified trainer as well, so that we can offer even more to the folks in the community that are interested in learning how to be better business owners, how to be better leaders in their organization, how to be better people, maybe even to a degree. And so it's been a really wonderful opportunity. I've loved every moment of being able to educate folks. I'm totally passionate about it and always want to just talk to people about how important education is, because education can change any organization at any time. So
yeah, I think that was one of the things when you and I first met. I was very drawn to you because of that passion. You could definitely feel it, and I'm excited because my fingers are crossed because I know we had talked about having you as one of my speakers this year, coming up in 2023 for our women's. We do an Empower Leadership Seminar in May, and so we are, I'm kind of already starting to work on my breakout speakers for that event because I like to have everything kind of laid out and ready to go, and tickets usually go on sale in March. So, but your passion for what you do and just for women in general and all the things that you can offer, I think are phenomenal. And then just having the John Maxwell piece on top of it adds like a whole extra layer to that. And we're also looking at in 2023 doing a kind of a leadership summit day at the Peaks Retreat here in Thaxton, hopefully, where businesses can send some of their management or people that just want to come have a day of leadership trainings and then do like a low ropes course along with it to learn how to work together, work with your employees. So I think that's going to be really great as well. But I think so. To start back with, you do training for what is training for nurses and stuff like look. And I asked because like Miss Autumn over here,
Yeah.
sitting here, is also a CNA.
Yeah.
She wears a lot of hats
Yeah.
over there. She does a lot of stuff for such a young
Good.
little whippersnapper that she is. I'm gonna bring out that old term, but yeah. So are you teaching like CNA classes so they become CNAs, or are you teaching like those CNAs how to teach other CNAs, or is it a little bit of both?
So I used to teach CNAs for years. That's where my passion for this came from,
Mm-hmm.
because that was the very first class I taught 22 years ago. Oh, that was a long time ago. Yes,
Yeah.
22 years ago was the very first class I taught. And part of the reason why I taught that is because I was a CNA as I worked my way through nursing school. So I knew and understood the qualities and the characteristics you had to have be a good one, right,
Mhm.
Autumn? Because
Yes.
you are a good one, right?
Yeah.
She
and
has
you-
good ones.
Yeah, and you have to have certain qualities. You have to love people. It's not about the money. It's not about, the fame. There is none. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's not about any of that. It's all about the care that you have for people and impacting people in that way. So now what I do is I actually teach other nurses, how to teach those CNA classes,
Okay.
how to teach those medication aid classes to help them impact the CNAs and the medication aides so that they can also impact the people they're taking care of. Because to me, that's where my passion lies. is
Okay.
that the people that we're taking care of are the most important part of this. And so if I can help a teacher really give it to the student, to the trainee, to the nurse aide or the medication aide, and really help them understand how important their job is and how important they are,
Mm-hmm.
then that will translate to good care for the person
Right.
that needs taken care of.
And I think, and I know that you guys can attest to this more than I can, but I feel like nurses at any level, from even the nursing assistants on up,
Yeah,
they are super overworked.
absolutely.
I'm gonna go with underpaid.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And they deal more with the patients and the patients' issues. And I mean, I look at
And
some of the things
doctors.
Autumn goes
Yeah.
through, and I'm
Mhm.
not even talking about, I'm talking about just with my mom.
Right.
Bless her heart. Because
Yeah.
she's my mom's CNA. Like she takes care of her. And I'm just like, nope.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
It's not an easy job.
And it's not meant
really
for
not.
everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely not
Right.
meant for
And
everyone.
it's a thankless job, honestly. You don't get a
Absolutely.
lot of, I mean, you see some people that really shout out their nurses
Yeah,
and their CNAs
yeah.
and whatnot, but there are a lot that are in their daily work. I know, I remember when she was younger, because she got her CNA license when she was a junior in high
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
And I remember one year we had like a big snowstorm, and what you spent 3 days just sleeping on and off in an on-call room because she
Yep.
couldn't get home and they didn't have
right.
anyone coming in. And
That's right.
Gee.
they're giving up their time with their families
right.
and
Oh, yeah.
to do all this stuff. And so I think what you're doing, training them on how to be the best they can and
Yeah.
kind of show that compassion to those that are under them and teaching them that, you're going to go through a bunch,
Yeah.
you're going to get a bunch of people yelling at you and
Yeah.
Mhm.
fussing. And,
You are.
and a lot of times it's just they're taking out their worry,
Yeah.
I guess, on their loved ones that are potentially sick or dying. And
Mhm.
they take it out on you because you're there and
Right.
that's all they got.
That's right.
But you have to have a thick skin for this type
You
of
do.
job. And I think that that's what, you work on teaching them that part of it too.
I do.
Is
Absolutely.
awesome.
Absolutely. And you mentioned earlier that I have such a passion for education and women, and I really do like
Mhm.
pouring into what has been a 92% or so of the healthcare workforce as far as CNAs and medication aides and what we consider entry-level healthcare has been women.
Yep.
And so many of them are mothers as well. And so they're not just taking care of the people they come to work to take care of, but they're taking care of their children. They're
Right.
taking care of their family members. Many of them in the sandwich generation where they have parents that need care, but kids also that they're caring for,
Yes.
And it is a thankless job, unfortunately. But I think for people who know what they do and understand or have been there, it is we are so thankful for the people that provide those type of services because truly, I mean, they keep us alive. You know what I
Mhm,
mean?
mhm.
Working closely with the doctors, keep you alive and making sure that you have the best quality of life that you possibly could. So I really do have a passion for that. And, being a woman and a minority business owner too,
Mhm.
I know and understand the struggles that
Yeah.
come
Right.
for us
Right.
sometimes, as far as women are concerned. And that piece is passion for me as well. And I wanted to share something with you, if it's okay, Heather.
Absolutely.
That I'm doing that kind of goes along with this. But when you talked about the artisans that are now going to have a place to set up
Yes.
in Bedford, I was so excited to hear that. As a performing art, I guess I do performing arts on the side as well. I don't know if you knew that about
Look
me.
at you with all the hats.
But
Mhm.
Dude, I thought
but-
Autumn had stuff going on.
that's my fun time. That's my self-care,
Yeah.
truly. But one of the things that I'm doing this year, and that kind of outside of my business, but kind of goes along with it too. And I don't know if you guys have heard about the Old City Cemetery.
Mhm.
They put on candlelight tours
Oh,
every
yes.
year.
Mhm.
Yes.
And so they look at the lives of the people who are buried in the cemetery,
Right.
and who I always say live there, but kind of dead, but still, you know what I mean.
hmm
They had lives and they were important people. So many of them were important people. So this year I get the opportunity to be involved in candlelight tours, and I am playing the Heritage Singer for the first year. They call it the Heritage Singer, and I am um, singing a song that explores the life of Lottie Stratton. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard of her, but she was the last ticket taker for the segregated balcony at the Academy of Music downtown
Awesome.
before
Wow.
they closed.
Woody's shaking his head. He's heard.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
got it over
she has
there.
her own the ticket booth up
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
They've,
There's her chair
yeah.
there, and
That is so
she
cool.
was so just loved children so much. And she would oftentimes, because her desire was to have everyone, no matter your race or no matter your gender, be able to be a part of the arts
Mhm.
and to
Mhm.
come and enjoy the arts. And so she would often sneak the children in for free, like let them go on in, and
Yeah.
she'd act like she didn't see them and things like that. And people will say that if you go to the Academy and if you're ever in that area where the segregated balcony was and her booth
Mhm.
was, that if lots of children are around, you can actually feel her spirit
Okay,
there.
so you just gave me chills.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
You
good.
can feel her spirit there because she loved the children and wanted everybody to have access to the arts. And now, thank God we do. We are all able to come to the Academy of Music and
Right.
and be able to partake in that all together. So I'm really excited.
Yes.
kind
Now,
of
is that
about
for like
exploring that.
Halloween time? Like, what are the dates for that?
So it starts this Thursday, tomorrow.
I wanna go.
Yeah.
August 6th through the 22nd. And it's most weeks it's Thursday through Saturday. And it's actually a walking tour. So I'm the first stop on the tour. So you'd see me first. But it takes you through about 6 different people. And they're being portrayed by different actors in the community. And you get to know about their lives and how they died and how they ended up there in the cemetery. But there's such impactful stories. There is one matinee on the 16th of October, which is a sit down. So for folks who can't walk the entire tour, you can actually
Okay.
come and we come to you and actually perform there. But I thought it tied in so well to, yes, the passion that I do have for women. And it just shows, kind of where
Mhm.
we've come from. And
Yeah.
I feel that as a minority woman and a business owner, where we've come from and
Yeah.
how I'm able to sit and talk about the things that my business is doing,
Yeah.
right here in this public format.
So I've always wanted to go
Yeah.
to the I guess the ghost tour, the ghost walking. That's what they.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that, and I never have.
Yeah.
So now I'm going. I'm going
Please,
because now that
come.
I know someone that's actually performing, I'm not going to be like, I know her.
Right.
I'm not going to do like the whole elf thing.
Don't make a break character.
But right. But I think that would be really, really fun. And that's in the evening, right? So
It is.
it's
It is.
dark
It
out
starts at
and
6:10, and goes until 7:50 on Thursday nights, and then 8:10 on Friday and Saturday nights.
Okay.
And so the best time really to come is after the sun has gone down, because you can really get the full the full feel
The
of
creepy
of
walking through a cemetery feel. Okay.
Oh, we got lots of lights down.
Yeah.
You won't fall or anything like that, and
Right.
whatever. But
Do you have to purchase tickets ahead of time, or
You
can you get them
do.
at the event?
you do, and tickets are selling really fast, really,
Okay.
really fast. In fact, they've sold almost 2,000 tickets already.
Wow.
For the
Amazing.
store, but you can go to gravegarden.org, which is the website. Then you can see the dates and the times and purchase your tickets through Eventbrite.
Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I'm
That's
excited
cool.
about that. I'm gonna look on that when we leave today. I felt like I was going to ask you something about nursing, and then we went down this rabbit
I'm
hole. I'm all
sorry.
excited about this.
Right.
I know what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So going back though to your training, you do trainings all over you're national, right? It's not just here in Virginia.
All over the state and some things outside of the state.
Okay.
So I'd love to call myself national, but
We're going
not
to get you
quite.
there.
We'll
We
get
gonna
there.
you
We'll get there, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, all over the state. In fact, we do a lot of trainings in Richmond and Tidewater area, Northern Virginia as well.
Okay.
But we do offer virtual trainings also. So we come
fun.
to you wherever you are virtually. And I'll say that's one good thing that COVID brought was
Yeah,
the
definitely.
opportunity to do training
Mm-hmm.
virtually and to know that that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was okay for people not to come and be in person. Although, as you can probably tell, I really like being in person because I really like being in front of the people
Yeah.
and touching
Yes.
people and, all of that. But virtual is an opportunity for people who can't get to me or who I can't get to
Yeah.
be able to get the same training and be able to impact people with the training that they've received. So yeah, we travel. Yes, we travel.
Mhm.
And we do some private trainings as well, but we'll come to you virtually from the comfort of your home or office too.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, go ahead.
All
I'm
I was to
sorry.
say is coming from, I guess, the CNA background, which I was going to nursing school.
Yeah.
Grandmother dropped out of nursing school. Now I'm with her full time.
Yeah.
But I will say I love the leadership part of it because there are great nurses, there's great CNAs, there's great doctors, but some of them don't know how to be a great leader.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like you have, you want to be a great leader to be a great,
That's right.
to be
Yeah.
a great nurse.
That's
so
right. That's right.
I do love that part of it too, because some of them just don't know how to do that, and it's just because they just never been taught how to.
That's right. And if you're
Yeah.
a manager, and unfortunately, I'll
Especially.
say this, in nursing school, we weren't taught how to be managers. We were
No.
taught how to take care of people.
Talking about
Right.
to give some medicine,
Exactly.
get some shots, and
Exactly. All of that.
Yeah.
keep them alive.
Keep you alive. We were taught that. We were not taught how to manage people,
Yeah.
how to treat employees right,
Mhm.
how to
Mhm.
keep them. And in the healthcare field, that is probably the biggest area of turnover that
Yep.
you see.
Yeah.
Right.
Because people get in, they are underappreciated and underpaid, and they're working very hard to help people, to take care of people.
Mhm.
And they're out the door in a moment when they figure out, oh, you're not gonna take good care of me. You're not going
Yeah.
to appreciate me. Oh, I can go to Sheets and make this,
Mhm.
And so, but if we have managers who
Yes.
have learned how to be good leaders
Mhm.
and who know how to treat your staff right and make them feel appreciated, they stay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you need them to stay,
Mhm.
And I appreciate that, Autumn, because that is a big
Mhm.
part of
It
it.
is.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's
big
so
part
And I
important.
mean, I loved
Absolutely.
the nursing home I worked in. That's probably my
Yeah.
favorite. I've
Mhm.
been in the hospital. I've been home hair.
Yeah.
Been home health. Nursing home was probably my favorite.
Mine
It
too.
was the most exhausting, the most
The most
tiring.
exhausting.
Yeah.
Especially during COVID because I was
Yeah.
up on the COVID unit.
Right.
I don't know why I did, but
Bless
I was
you.
just like, I'll do it. Put me up there. I
Bless
was up there
you.
16 hours a day.
Yeah.
But that was one of the reasons why I did leave.
Yeah.
But
And I'm going to give a quick shout out because I know one of my guests that comes on here quite a bit, Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Mhm.
He, I think, kind of did it backwards because he's not a CNA or,
Yeah.
but he had the management experience. And now a lot of people, and I hear a lot of great things about his management skills and why a lot of his nurses and things stay with him and do, he doesn't have like huge turnover because he knows how to kind of treat them as,
Yeah.
a business owner and a leader
That's
versus
right.
just going in as,
That's good.
Yeah.
something like that. So I think it's important to have a trainer like yourself to go in. So businesses that are listening in and they need that training,
Yeah.
they can contact you. And what's the best way for them to do that?
Absolutely. And yeah, best way is to either email me at Temika, Temika, at vacetraining.com. I do have some cards at the CVABC office, so come on by and pick up some of those. But you can also go to our website. Our website advertises all of our trainings all the time, and we have some leadership trainings coming up, actually, done by our leadership trainer, certified John Maxwell leadership trainer, who's Butch Jefferson, and a lot of people know him.
I know him.
You know
I
him.
didn't know. Elf. He's actually one of our sponsors of the CVABC, so I'll give that shout out to Butch Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
is
doing a
awesome.
training on October 18th. It's actually virtual. And it's actually the laws of growth. And that's been a very popular training for leaders. And it talks about how, we can grow as leaders and as people, and then in turn help our employees grow. And helping them grow and showing them that we want them to grow keeps them with us, keeps them around and decreases that turnover. He has another one he's doing in November, I believe, but you can definitely go to my website, VACEtraining.com.
I'm glad you spelled it out because I was getting ready to say, when you say VACE training, it's not vase like a vase with your flowers. It's VACE training. So great. Well, thank you so much, both of you, Brian and Temika, for coming on the show today. I think we really, between all the jokes and the joking around, we did put out some valuable information for people in our area and for business owners in general. So make sure you are downloading Grove Street .fm. I'm like, there's a train knocking me out. GroveStreet.fm. Make sure you are downloading Talk Local to Me. You can listen in on Spotify and all the other places you get your podcast. And until next Wednesday, we will be talking local to you.